We are live, ladies and gentlemen. We have a very exciting guest for you today, the president of Energi, Ryan Lucchese. How are you doing today, Ryan?
Doing great. Super happy to be here. Thanks for having me on.
You know, I'm really excited about Energi and the company. I'm friends with your guys' CEO. I think that you've got a great vision, and there's a real adoption case that's necessary in the world of crypto. So maybe let's lead us in. Give us a little bit about your background, how you ended up working with Energi.
Yeah, sure. So I've been interested in cryptocurrency for a really long time. I've got a friend who got me into Bitcoin in 2011. Um, and, unfortunately didn't stay like totally attached to it. I wish I had really understood it well at that time. But, kind of took some time to sink in. This friend of mine, he works for Energi now. Some time back, I was working in development with another company, and he was following Tommy and saw that Tommy had posted a call for developers and said he's got this idea for cryptocurrency. He wants to build a cryptocurrency, but he needs developers. And so, I saw this video Tommy had made. He made a YouTube video outlining the idea, the vision behind Energi Crypto back when it was just an idea, back in 2017. And as soon as I saw that video, I knew this was something I had to be a part of, and I've been here ever since.
Oh, yeah, beautiful. The first time we dropped in with Tommy as well was around September. And since then, you guys have seen almost a 600% price increase. Your market cap has exploded in almost, I think it was like 80 million yesterday when I checked too, which is fantastic. And again, I think what's important is highlighting the vision of some of this stuff. Whereas, Bitcoin really thrived off no particular leader. I think there's a lot of room for the directive mindsets. Like Amazon became Amazon because Jeff Bezos helped direct a group of people. We have a lot of old style business models that prove one visionary can lead the ship. So what's some of the more exciting developments that have been taking place recently for Energi, and what's kind of going on in the background?
Yeah, so we've been busy away building our Energi 3.0. That is our next gen smart contract platform. I'm something I'm really excited about. So we started on a Bitcoin based blockchain without smart contracts capabilities, and we'll be actually migrating over to an Ethereum style of blockchain with smart contract capabilities, but also bringing in the treasury, the decentralized governance, the master nodes, all of these great features that we built into Energi today. Essentially, we'll be upgrading our platform to be the smart contract platform. And that's going to be a really huge, exciting development for us. There's just so much that can be done and so many use cases that will be opened up by transitioning to the smart contract platform.
Can you tell us a little bit about how the smart contract platform operates over top of the token, or are you guys introducing a secondary token for the contracts?
So we actually will be migrating our entire current existing blockchain over to a new existing blockchain, which is a really cool thing, and it's something that hasn't actually been done before, as far as I'm aware of. I don't know of any. I might be mistaken, but I'm not aware of anything that has done that. But what we're doing is, some people that have said a token swap, but we're actually not doing a token swap. It's really a migration. And the reason that it's a migration is that we built this in a way that is, trustless, decentralized. You keep your private keys, all of the sorts of good security kind of things that blockchain provides. We've built that into the Genesis block of our next gen blockchain. So it's something that, the balance is already right there. There's not a claim period. There's not, somebody who you're going through as an intermediary where you send your coins and you receive the new coins. It's just built right into the new blockchain by taking that snapshot block on our current blockchain and building it into the new one. So, and we have a way to do that in a way that is, provably accurate, provably fair. All of the balances will get transferred exactly as they are. And then, whenever you're ready, even if you are someone who maybe forgot you had Energi and 2 years down the road, you decide you want to claim it on our 3.0, that won't be a problem.
Nice. Yeah, I haven't heard of anyone doing a transition like that as well. I mean, we've seen some tokens go onto the Binance chain, but they're generally a swap where you can deposit and they just trade these tokens out for you. So now that you guys are working on a smart contract platform, what are you working on? Do you have any developers that have been building dApps, or do you see any future dApps that might be coming to your guys' area?
Yeah, there's we've got a couple of ideas right now. We're really focused on the infrastructure layer and getting the blockchain itself going. But a really, I think, almost a key component of the way that we're doing this is that we're doing Ethereum compatible smart contracts. So what that means is that with little to no changes, any dApp that runs on Ethereum can actually run on Energy 3.0. Which is awesome. That opens up a huge world of possibilities. There's a ton of great dApps out there on Ethereum, and we'll be looking to entice some of those to come over to Energy. We would love to have a lot of the things that already exist come over to Energy, and as well build new things on some of the things that are inspired by Ethereum, but maybe can make use of some of the things that we'll have on Energy, such as decentralized governance. So we actually, in a lot of ways, we can provide this as like an upgrade for some dApps. There's one that I really think is super important to our long-term strategy, and that's having a stable coin. So MakerDAO and DAI is a really amazing set of smart contracts that run on Ethereum. And they produce the DAI stablecoin, and we will be looking at producing something similar on Energy 3.0, so that we have our stablecoin on our platform. Token launches are another thing that we'll be looking to bring people in if they want to do an ICO, or maybe even migrate their token from Ethereum in order to get some of the benefits that we would have, again, like the decentralized governance. We have energy defense, so we can kind of help with the cybersecurity aspect. There's been a number of high-profile cybersecurity issues in the cryptocurrency space as well. So there's a lot of cool things that we're aiming to provide to bring currently existing dApps on Ethereum over and migrate, and also build a lot of really cool new dApps that the combination of smart contracts and decentralized governance is a incredibly powerful thing. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, those are the two most powerful concepts in all of cryptocurrency right now. And having them both work together on the same platform in a way that they can really interoperate nicely is going to open up, use cases that we haven't even thought of yet.
Yeah, there's a lot that goes into this evolution of idea, to put it simply. So can you tell us a little bit about the energy exchange that you guys have been working on as well?
Yeah, Energy X is our energy exchange that we're starting to build out. The way that will work is we're building a zero fee exchange, which is a really wonderful thing, who like to trade a lot, or you can trade for free essentially. So that's a really super powerful idea, and the way we're able to do that is because we have a treasury in Energy. So we have this decentralized governance system and this treasury built into Energy cryptocurrency, and that allows us to fund and to operate an exchange. An exchange has a pretty decently high operating cost just to keep things running smoothly, all the time, between hosting and support and all the various pieces that you have to provide as part of running an exchange. So Energy X will be funded through the Energy Treasury and operate as a zero fee exchange, and where the base pair for all trade pairs is Energy. So essentially we will be bringing in volume and allow people to trade Energy against probably Bitcoin and Ethereum at first, and then expand from there. Allow people to trade for free against Energy and Bitcoin. And we also are looking at margin trading and futures trading. I think it's an important demographic for us, just because when you're operating a zero fee exchange, one of the things that is really enticing about that is that if someone wants to trade on margin, their fee is also leveraged. So it doesn't matter how you leverage zero, you still get zero. So it's a really exciting prospect for us.
Now, I think diving into the treasury idea here probably is good. Tell us a little bit how the treasury works for those that have masternodes and staking, and what type of governance protocols are there for those that are part of the treasury voting systems?
Yeah, so this is a really a two-part question, right? Because we have energy today, so I'll talk about what we have today, but also I want to talk about a little bit where we're going with our 3.0 and what sort of capabilities that will have beyond what we have today. So what we have today is a system of masternodes and a system of stakers, and this provides a two-tier sort of governance. Stakers provide the same type of governance that miners in Bitcoin provide. For example, they produce the blockchain, they create blocks, they validate and process transactions, and they achieve consensus about what the correct blockchain is, what transactions are valid, and what is the correct chain. So that's our proof of stake system. It's a really energy efficient system compared with mining, which is something we love about it, but also it's super easy to participate in, which is really, it's a key thing, I think, for us. We, at Energi, we're about the community. We do a lot for increasing adoption. Cryptocurrency for world adoption is our tagline. So having people able to participate in a way that's easy, I think, is incredibly important. And that's one thing that I love about staking, is that anybody can participate, even with just one Energi. We've got this proof of stake system where you can join in that first tier of consensus and start to receive some proof of stake rewards for your work in helping validate the blockchain and process these transactions. So that's our first tier of consensus, is really the proof of stake system. On top of that, there's a second tier of consensus called masternodes. And masternodes are essentially, in a lot of ways, they're similar to proof of stake in the sense that they are using some collateral to achieve consensus. But the types of things that they are achieving consensus about is a little bit different than the first tier, is like the very basic stuff of processing transactions and building blockchain. The masternodes, on the other hand, are responsible for our decentralized governance system. That means that they're able to vote on changes and, in particular, funding. So we have this treasury model where our coin allocation in Energi is 40-40, 10-10. What that means is we have 40% of our newly emitted coins go to the masternodes for the services they provide. 40% goes to the treasury, which is voted on by the masternodes for how that's used. And then 10% goes to the proof of stake system, and 10% goes to the Energi backbone. So that's how we break down our allocation of new coins. And what the masternodes actually do is they vote on proposals that are submitted. So anyone can submit a proposal. There's a fee for it. It's 100 Energi. It doesn't go to anywhere, but that 100 Energi fee just gets burned. And the reason that gets burned is really to put some ante on the table, and it keeps spam down. It prevents like somebody from filing a bajillion proposals that then the network would have to sort through. So for 100 Energi, anyone can file a proposal, and it gets submitted to the network, and the masternodes then evaluate it. Everyone who has a masternode is holding 10,000 Energi as part of that's their masternode collateral. So these are highly incentivized stakeholders who are trying to vote in a way that does the most benefit for the network. So masternodes see these proposals coming in, and any masternode operator can say, I like this proposal, I don't like this proposal. And generally what our proposals are about today is about funding, about the treasury. So that goes to things like marketing, development, business operations, exchange listings, educational video series. We did an educational video series about cryptocurrency in general, but about Energi in particular. So these are the kinds of things that are getting funded through our treasury today and through our governance model. It's allowed us to grow and to sustain a team during rough market conditions in 2018. So that's really what the masternodes are focused on right now. They also have a couple of other jobs as part of their consensus. We have instant send and private send. Those are features that we sort of inherited from Dash, and they, that is a masternode enabled feature. The masternodes are helping process those transactions so that we can have faster private transactions. And that's really kind of the scope of Masternode and decentralized governance activity right now. But where we're going with it in the Energi 3.0 really has me super excited. So we'll be expanding the governance system essentially to include, a few new features that we don't have today. A lot of that is enabled by moving to a smart contract platform. So it's a key part of what we're doing and what we're building. But one of the things that's pretty exciting is that we have essentially masternodes will be able to vote on upgrades to the network. So there's a thing built into our 3.0 where essentially if we have some change that's needed, some sort of new feature possibly, or even just a something that could be a bug fix, it could be any number of things really, that now previously it would require a hard fork. We now have a way to vote on those changes through the master nodes and integrate those changes directly in without having to go through the process of doing a hard fork, which will master nodes and helping to govern the network, because they're responsible not only for funding and how we allocate the funds to various pieces, but now they'll be responsible for how we improve the network over time. And so that's a really huge, awesome feature. It allows us to have a really smooth path towards upgrades and towards improvement. We've always looked at Energi as a really, we're looking very long term, looking very far in the future. And there will be a time that we have to upgrade something or improve something. I won't be surprised if some really cool, so people think of some really cool features and we say, oh, that's really great. We'll throw that out to the master nodes. We'll see if the master nodes like this proposal, and if so, we can bring it right into our 3.0 without having to go through all of the heartache of a hard fork.
Yeah, it's one of the important things, the treasury and the governance models. There's a little bit of an abstraction there, obviously, if you were to dive into the concept, mostly because of the rules and regulations that have come out. But I think you guys are far and well set for all of your launches. Again, there was no ICO, no pre-launch or pre-mine or anything like this. Is all proof of work to start off with. Another thing that I think really sets you guys apart and ahead of the pack. So how can people get involved? Where can they find you on exchanges?
Mm-hmm. So currently we are listed on Digifinex, KuCoin, and Coin Exchange and CryptoBridge. So we have those four exchanges we have that are available for people to trade energy on. We have an earn drop going on, which is a way to, that's exactly right. We didn't do an ICO, we didn't do a pre-mine. And instead, in some ways, we did almost the opposite. We wanted to give away coins. We wanted to share with the world this thing that we were building that's really great. So we've done this earn drop campaign. We've distributed, that had a budget of 4 million energy. We've distributed 1 million energy of that already. There's 3 rounds ongoing for the earn drop. You can earn 100 energy for completing some social tasks like sharing on Facebook, sharing on Twitter, and signing up. And we do KYC for that. That's mostly to keep spam and bots down. We have occasionally a lot of bots come and sign up, so KYC is important there. But yeah, that's one way that people can participate. If you already have some energy, you can stake it. As I mentioned, it's really easy. It's built right into the wallet. You pretty much just have an energy balance. If your wallet is encrypted, you have to hit start staking, and then your wallet will sit there and do its thing. We also have a guide where people can stake on a VPS if they want to be sort of 24/7 staking without having to leave their wallet running on their computer all the time. That's a great way to get involved. And then we also have a really fun thing called the Energi Rain, which is on our Discord. We have a really just an amazing community on Discord. It's really a lot of fun to hang out in there. There's some really great people, and it's really, really active Discord community. I mean, you can go there any time of the day, and there's some great conversations going on and things like this. So what Energi Rain is it's a system where energy is essentially distributed. It can be randomly or it could be on command to people who are posting memes, posting graphics, just chatting in the channel, everyone who's online. There's a number of different modes that it operates on. And essentially it just is, there's like it's a Discord-based wallet that drops energy on people for participating in our community. And that's a lot of fun. It's a good time.
Nice. That's exciting. So I will make sure I definitely have the links for Energy Rain and all this pop down below as well, as well as your guys' Twitter, your Discord and Telegram site. For those that are interested, you can go to energy.world still, or have you guys changed sites?
We are still energy.world. That is our website, www.energy.world.
Nice. Just want to double check. So make sure you guys follow them on the social media channels. I definitely think checking out that Discord idea is cool. I don't use Discord regularly, but I'll jump in there just to take a look. Ryan, I really think you guys have a strong future ahead of you. I'm not a Bitcoin maximalist in any ways. I think the nature of distributed systems and the fragility of a single system, even if it's Bitcoin, is kind of, it's the antithesis of what the space is about. I think competition is not only healthy, but it's necessary to keep this space growing. So we're really excited to see such a cascading form of growth for you guys, or I guess upward cascading. Since we started chatting originally in September. Again, I'm really stoked to have you on the channel. For those of you that like this content, remember to give us a thumbs up. And remember to follow Energy on all of their social channels as well. The staking, the treasury ideas, these are all some of the things I think that helps set you apart and gives you the momentum to really make an impact with your guys' vision here, which is, again, one of the most important leading indicators for me why I think this, the space is missing some of these key characterizations of what has made companies and wealth acquisition and creation work in the past. With that in mind, is there anything else you'd like to leave us with? Any side thoughts we didn't cover?
Yeah, I guess, the last thing that I would say is that thank you very much for all the kind words. That was great. But the last thing I'd like to say is we're also spinning up Energy Impact, which Energy Impact is a philanthropy arm. It's how do we do good in the world as a company, and how do we utilize some of our resources in a way that is positive and generates positive change in the world. So I'm super excited. It's been a vision of Tommy's since the very beginning. It's something that Tommy has been talking about for a really long time. I'm glad we're finally about to be getting that off the ground and getting that going. So that's a wonderful thing. And I've seen a lot of the work that you do as well, and I'm really happy to be on your channel and talking with you about some of this stuff, because it's a great thing to be doing.
Yeah, I agree as well, Ryan. It was actually one of the first things that Tommy really and I connected on was the impact space. I think it's got a lot of room for legs. So I look forward to collaborating, continuing our conversations. Anytime you guys have updates, we do our best to make sure that we're sharing those as well. It's again, like I said, I think you guys have a bright outlook because of the vision. I think that when you having a good leader generally means you create more leaders. So I'm really excited for where you guys are going. I wish your team all the best. And I look forward to when we can have you on the show again. So thank you for supporting us as well and being a fan of the show, Ryan. I appreciate hearing that. We'll leave it at that. I'm super excited. Remember, check out energy.world as well as the links down below to follow them on the rest of the social media channels. This is Tio, Arcane Bear, and Ryan Lucchese, the president of Energy. Thank you very much for your time today, Ryan.
Thank you so much.